Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here. We're back with another online multiplayer team. This time we have a team that we are once again in the kind of tradition of all the recent teams doing something with Tantu Totem. But we're doing something here that's less just boosting a specialist and more, I would call, interesting.
Yeah, so it's the kind of approach that you cannot do without something like Tantu Totem.
Yeah.
It's a different, I guess, vector of attack instead of just a different person doing special too.
Yeah, and I should mention, since it seems like they're getting a little louder right now, in our general vicinity we have some live music playing that is going to make it through our studio walls, which are not particularly thick.
It happens to be good music, but doesn't have to be because it's live. Apparently, I've been told that music is just good.
If it's live. It's more impressive inherently. And I think it is more impressive inherently, but you will be getting some bits of that. Consider it a bonus performance in the background by some, I don't know who they are exactly.
They're playing, I guess, 90s rock.
Yeah.
So the idea is that...
Hopefully we don't get copyright struck for the
That's
music.
true. It's relatively quiet, so I'm not sure you guys can hear it or not.
Yeah.
So normally the idea is that we tag in Aquaman immediately, but this is a team loadout, or the opponent's team is one that discourages me from doing that because I actually don't want the effect of Gaslight Batman to stop us from getting Master's Death Cart second bar of power.
Yeah.
So the idea is Tantu Totem, tag in one bar. Master's Death Cart, second bar.
And we get a free first special. Because when we use a second special, Atlantean Hero doesn't deal any damage.
So we get our 2 bars back. And then when we tag him in from Atlantean Hero,
he gets the extra bar because of Master's Death Cart.
Well, no, Tantu Totem.
Sorry, Tantu Totem.
We should actually get, if we had room for 4, we'd get 4.
Yeah. And Master's Death Cart does damage, right?
Yes, it does. So
10%.
So it actually keeps them from... The approach to the team is a little bit different, a little bit strange. So the first fight, you can see based on experience, that's only 4,500, but it quickly ramps up in the next fight to 5,000 battle points.
Yeah.
So, all right, so the idea always is with the Tantu Totem, you have to tag them in, so they can't be first slot. First slot is going to be somebody who can bide a little bit of time for the few cases where we do not want to tag in Aquaman. And the only time that's true is, I think, with Gaslight Batman. Yeah. Because he's got the entry hazard of preventing us from getting our second bar with Master's Death Card. I mean, the damage isn't great, the damage over time. Hawkgirl is there because here's the interesting thing about this fight. Even though tagging out Atlantean Hero for Aquaman doesn't actually gives us the bar of power, so it counts as tag out, it doesn't count for cooldown for our clock, except it seems like it only because it's still counting the first tag in from our original Aquaman. So once we've gotten that first one out of the way, we can tag back and forth with impunity with no time. But it's the first one that's an issue, so Hawkgirl
so
helps with
what's
that.
happening is tagging, we're still on the cooldown from the first tag out. So it counts as tagging him back in because we're on cooldown, so we can't tag him back in, but we can tagging him in from Atlantean Hero doesn't turn on the cooldown timer.
Right.
So it's weird. It's a little weird.
Right.
But basically what we have here, what's really cool about this team too, is that you basically have somebody who you can use to eat specials in the Atlantean Hero. So you have a kind of mini tank.
Right. So even if the person who's there, when we've done our special 2, Atlantean Hero comes in, even if they've got a couple bars, I don't even care.
Yeah, you let them. You get a block.
I could either let him eat it, but I could also tag an Aquaman back because his Master's Death Cart does a bunch of damage, backs them up, you do a quick special 1 before they've had a chance to attack, and bring in Atlantean Hero again.
Yeah. So the only real risk here to Aquaman is if we're not being careful, if we're riding the edge a little closer.
Right. And if sometimes this is the sequence of pressing which area, which button, and like who needs to be there, that ends up being a problem. So sometimes what I do is, like, while he's immune from Master's Death Cart doing the damage, I like to get in a few swings because that eats up some of the countdown clock to the cooldown clock. Not because the damage matters or the power generation matters.
Yeah, so I think this is a really fascinating strategy because you basically get infinite free special ones. As long as you don't screw anything up and as long as you don't have any issues with power drain. And because basically you're getting 2 bars and you just don't see it, even if you have limited power regen, you're still getting that 1 bar.
As long as you get the first.
Yeah.
As long as you, yeah, because it'll be the first tagging that matters, and after that it doesn't matter, right? Because you're still getting the full bar from Tantu Totem. See how fast that was, right? And we didn't care about his power.
Yeah, the swap in takes out a chunk of health. The special one takes out a chunk of health. Atlantean hero swaps in.
So Hawkgirl isn't necessary. If you want to do it without her, you can, because you just need to leave the Atlantean hero a little bit longer.
Yeah.
To maybe take some damage.
Just block with the Atlantean hero, and you're pretty much guaranteed to be safe.
Yeah.
That's the thing about this team, is that we're playing it a little bit dangerously, I would say.
Yeah.
But if you're worried about that, you can literally just block for longer. Here, something that you could do if you wanted to is, because Atlantean hero is free and you can use him infinitely, you could have him chip away the last little bit of Raven's health, guaranteed.
That's true.
Whether or not we do that, probably not, right?
I guess we'll see. We'll see. It depends on how much the special one does. Because sometimes, because Aquaman is crit augmented, sometimes he will do more damage with the special one and get us closer to the edge, right?
That's true.
So the same thing, Gaslight Batman. Oh, that's why we've got Gaslight Batman, right? So, I mean, he's not even really necessary because Master's Death card does the work, but it's so that when Aquaman tags in, he's less likely to be vulnerable because he's got that little bit of protection from basic damage with Gaslight Batman's passive.
Yeah. So now we can do the swap. Free Atlantean hero.
He's going to eat the special. And actually, you know what? He doesn't even need the block. Because if he gets knocked out, Aquaman's coming back in, which is exactly what we want anyways, right?
The difference would be if it's a multi-hit special.
That's true.
In which you're worried about Aquaman then getting his butt kicked. So we'll see. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, see?
Right. So let's see if she doesn't. No, is there damage time?
Oh, we swap back.
Yeah, that's okay. You know what? It doesn't matter because. Oh. That's funny.
Huh.
And look, you can see the animation in the background is still going, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like anything. It's, well, you know what? We'll probably. Yeah, I can't do anything on the screen, so let's pause it and we'll resume it, and that'll probably do it. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, the cool thing is, I mean, it doesn't really matter because there's if our timing is good, we're not vulnerable. If our timing screws up, yeah, but we still got
perfect.
We still got 2 guys that are ready to take her out, right? Because they haven't taken any damage. They both got 2 bars of power now, and it's a relatively quick fight. And part of the reason why I wanted to do this team was because I saw a post a couple weeks ago on Reddit where they were talking about the strategy and they were demonstrating, but they were just basically demonstrating the Atlantean hero coming in and then doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like just using the here to not do nothing but basic attacks, but because the damage is only 20-something thousand.
Yeah, not good.
And the gear has no effect. All it does is make the fights last longer, unless you plan on basically overcharging him, like increasing his power gen to 3 when he comes back, so that he can get a special one and then Atlantean hero again, and then special one Atlantean hero again. The cool thing is you get
infinite Atlantean heroes, but they're kind of crappy. They're useful as a tool. Not that much separate from that as a character.
Yeah.
But there you go. Free special one.
Oh, and the free second special one. Sometimes, you know, if I'm not thinking, then I don't do it right. But that because we cracked him open his passive like that, we were able to get a second. We got our power back, right? Like sometimes it's hard to remember because you get into the habit of doing the same thing over and over. Yeah. So. You know what I realized? We didn't show the gear like we normally do at the beginning. I was so excited about starting. So maybe we'll do it right after this fight. Alright. Yeah, so every once in a while we get hit, and it's just, you know, bad luck, and usually they're not doing enough damage to make a difference. Oh, this is hilarious. Now, we're probably getting damage over time, but, you know.
Yeah, whatever. Right?
Yeah, because we're rinsing it off. Look, it's all gone. Oh, no, it's not. I thought we'd rinse it off, but I guess it still counts on Aquaman and not his.
They're singing the old ball game.
Oh, in the background?
The good old baseball game, right?
Yeah. Alright, so let's take a look at that. So we'll take a look at everybody's gear after this fight. And the other good thing is the timing is not bad. So most of these fights are in the 20-second to 30-second range. Sometimes if we make a mistake, it's going to be a little bit higher. And because we're keeping them in line with Aquaman's level and his stats, then we're not getting unbalanced fights. So there's his gear set.
Oh, sorry. It's a good old hockey game.
All right.
Why am I was very wrong. I've heard that song more than once before.
So that's our classic tank loadout for Hawkgirl, which is what she is. And that's a basic damage dealer. And again, they're not really important in it. Now, the third gear in Aquaman could be a lot of different things. You could do anything that you want that basically has an effect on Special 1. You could do Claw of Horus if you wanted. And, I mean, in the first couple fights, it's probably not that useful until... that actually would kind of fun, because it doesn't seem like they tag out that fast.
Yeah.
So you could break them down and strip them of their gear while you're knocking them out. Or, what we've got is League of Assassins knives, because we're getting more value out of our Special 1s. Yeah. So that as they come in, they're softened up. People watching probably noticed that already, because of when they tagged in, their health was lower than
or even
maximum.
Just looking at movement and seeing it in their damage portraits, right?
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, because there's nothing. I don't think there's anything else that does no gear that will do splash damage on Special 1. I mean, if we're going to talk any splash damage on Special 1, that'd be Batman, Ninja Lord, Joker, right?
Yeah. Look at that. Master's Death card got him.
Oh. Yeah, but I didn't get to the Atlantean Hero in time. The Atlantean Hero really should have taken that Special 1.
The Atlantean Hero could kill him. Oh, Master's Death card did it. Demonic Rage was not that useful here.
Yeah, I didn't bother swapping because I thought I've got enough Special
cares?
1s. Yeah, there's no point, right? Like, it's just going to kill time, and I just might as well...
even if Gaslight Batman has to finish him off, or even if Hawkgirl has to finish him off, at that point...
I think Raven's preferred pronoun is she.
I was saying, like apostrophe EM, but yeah.
Alright, so that doesn't hurt us. The Astro Harness is not a problem, because we'll still get our 2 bars. I mean, really, the only thing we're worried about, which we haven't hit here, is Power Gen Dampener. Mm-hmm. And that combined with the Astro Harness makes it tougher, because normally my strategy for dealing with the power dampening team, is to tag in and do a tap combo to get as close to the second bar as possible. And the good thing about having Hawkgirl means that we can swap out if we need to, right? To get the other bar and not leave Aquaman too vulnerable. Yeah, so drain away. We got no power anyways. Oh, that's funny, right? I wasn't thinking of that before, but really, Atlantean Hero is kind of awful if you want a quick fight.
Honestly, what I would really would have loved to see is just a weak set of Special 1s.
Ooh.
Or specials, you know?
Okay, so you know what I just realized? I made a mistake because I spent the second bar of power, so I couldn't do the Atlantean Hero.
Yeah.
Is it that when the Atlantean Hero gets knocked out, then I don't get the
swap in?
Yeah, the tagging bonus. I think that might be it, because I was doing it, but I had too much power. Oh, and that was a mistake too. So I'm in the habit of when I tag him in for somebody else to do a special 2, but I could have actually had a bar.
You could have done a special 1 immediately already, yeah.
Right.
Well, that's fine, because you had him eat a special, so that guarantees that your timing wasn't off. That's actually probably worthwhile in the end.
Yeah, probably better to not make a mistake, right? Because if you get into bad, like I said, remember what I think I've said this before about getting into bad habits.
Yeah.
Oh, is she gonna knock? Yeah, but she's got Astro Harness. I mean, that's what makes her such a good tank. And I think this is gonna be it.
Yeah, I think Atlantean. There's a lot of
maybe not.
Oh.
Thick fingers.
There's a lot of stuff, I think, that they could have done to make Atlantean Hero a little more interesting. Even if they just gave Atlantean Hero a super powered down series of specials that were the exact same as Aquaman's.
Or let him generate power, or let him get the benefit of the gears that are on Aquaman.
Or let him generate power for Aquaman.
That's true. That would be fair. There's that word again. That would be fair and balanced, and it would be good.
Yeah. You know, if you had a weak special 1, that would be something. Generating power for Aquaman, that would be something. The problem is what you have is this kind of crappy, dinky guy who seems like it's a second special that's centered only around defense. And unless you have Tantu Totem, there's not really much in the way of offensive capability.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's why it was so awful. Before Tantu Totem, having the Atlantean Hero was a liability. It was not an advantage.
Yeah, second special didn't help you because they were generating power off you.
Yeah.
If they were beating you up, they were getting all the power, and you were getting jack.
Yeah, and there was a limit to how much. So look, he's at 30-something thousand damage. The Atlantean Hero's 20-something thousand damage.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you're trading off a guy who will do less damage, even before you take into account gear, and after you take into account gear, it's way less because he doesn't benefit from it, right?
Yeah, gear augments.
Yeah, and like you said, all it is buying time for the other team.
Yeah, which is not great. You're spending a lot of time doing very little. And the other team is spending a lot of time generating power and maybe also doing very little. I mean, they're not cracking into your main team at all.
Right. So this Blackest Night team is probably going to be the biggest hassle. This is going to be a longer fight because they're going to have 3 revives. We're working on just doing the special 1. Although, they'll be closer to the revive by the time come in. because we're doing the splash damage.
Yeah.
Which is why, you know, the League of Assassins Knives is such a good piece of gear. Oh, I should mention, too, for people who are relatively new and aren't on Android, because Android, we're still not getting the Survivor gear sets, is that League of Assassins Knives is the rarest of the 3 League of Assassins gears, right? Each one of those gear sets has one piece that's sort of like the chase that's harder to get.
Atlantean Hero. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, Atlantean Hero makes Astro Harness more palatable too, because even if it doesn't actually benefit us to just sit there and wait, there's a sense of safety
Right.
when you're fighting an Astro Harness. And you have no compulsion to block, or to attack, I mean, right? Because there's no benefit to attacking, because you're not going to generate the power. So
That's right.
If you're Atlantean Heroed in, you just block. There we go. And we'll see. Seems like you got all the power, but you also tapped to tag him in.
Yeah.
So I don't know about that theory you had. We'll have to test it further. Ooh, is Atlantean Hero gonna... There we go. Get a KO. I wonder how that displays. Do you think it credits Aquaman with the KO? Probably.
I think so. I think it would. I mean, somebody's got to get credit for it, right?
Yeah.
It's like the damage over time. The person who's in is getting credit for the damage over time. Although splash damage, nobody gets credit for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
So I don't know, maybe Atlantean Hero, nobody gets credit for that knockout. It
Oh, so
was an act of God.
Yeah, 56 seconds is what... See, 56 seconds is a relatively long fight. And this probably... I mean, we're doing decent time, so this is not the worst. It's not nearly as fast as Flashpoint Team, which is the fastest at averaging about 10 minutes per ultimate. So here we're coming in at about, I don't know, 12 minutes? 11 minutes? 12 minutes?
Yeah, so it's still pretty efficient. And I think this is just the example of what a good gear that has a lot of different interactions to consider can do to the game.
Right, it's not exactly the same thing, right? So as an example of that would be Cloak of Destiny plus League of Assassins Knives. It's really the same approach, and you're just trying to find people that you can do that with, where you stun them on tag in, or stun them at the beginning of your special, and then do a huge special one that does a buttload of special one splash damage.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing over and over on different people. This is something that nobody else except for Aquaman can do. Not even the other Aquaman.
Yeah, it changes his passive and his special too. That's the thing that I don't like about him otherwise. He's good in this one specific circumstance, but basically what it is it's exchanging his special 2 for hidden stats, and the hidden stats aren't fun to play.
Right.
Right? It's stats that's hidden from the matchmaker, but I think you would probably, with most other characters, you would be better off doing a special 2. If I had the option to trade out either Atlantean Hero, even with some of the buffs that we talked about, on another character, or their special 2, I think for most characters I would pick their special 2.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, like you were saying, without Tantu Totem, this is useless.
Not useless, just not viable, I'd say.
Well, what it does is it actually makes the fights harder. To me, I mean, you can't. Very rarely can you time properly. All right, so here's the problem: is we've got power dampening our team, and we need to buy a little bit of time. Actually, we're buying time so efficiently. Maybe I'll just
knock out.
Yeah, because they might not have enough health to get the second bar, right? And there we go. So that protects us.
Easy. Ooh.
That's okay if somebody's gonna take it, right? Like the person who can't, we don't want to take it is Aquaman. Perfect.
Yeah, Atlantean Hero's slow now. And also non-existent.
Yeah.
You know what would also make Atlantean Hero better? If they actually showed up as their own character portrait, like underneath everybody else.
Oh, that would be cool.
If you could actually swap back and forth.
Yeah, that's why I get confused sometimes too, right? Because I'm really just looking at Aquaman.
Yeah. Because the problem is that, like, it's really, if you, like, basically forcing yourself to not swap out from somebody who's never going to get a special, or wasting whatever health is left and therefore whatever percentage of the 2 bars that you just spent.
Because if you swap them out, you can't swap them back in.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get, like, a body, a meat shield that you can bring back in later. You're done.
Yeah. It's a moment-to-moment strategic choice. It's not like a long-term strategic choice to pull the
Right.
special 2. So it wouldn't be making it much better, but it would be making it much more usable if you added a character portrait at the bottom, and then the special 2, if he was already there, could either heal him fully, or if he was at full health, maybe even buff him,
so
or do something.
That would be funny, because if you did it over and over before you knocked one guy out, you could build up an army of them.
I would say you wouldn't want to be able to do more than one, but I think that would be a good thing where it would be a 4th character portrait, and then you could have it so that the second special would buff him fully and discuss one of the other buffs that we or add one of the other buffs that we talked about.
Ooh.
Or if he was at full health or near full health, it would boost his attack or something, or boost his health.
Okay, now I want to mention too, Aquaman used to be good before they did something to somebody else. Zod it's either Zod or it is Zod, not the Man of Steel one, but the regular one.
Yeah.
That has the passive where he gets more damage when the opponent. Oh, that wasn't sweet. Didn't even have to attack. That was just passive. When his teammates get knocked out, he gets more damage and he gets health back.
Yeah.
But they limited the number of times. I think it used to be like relatively unlimited.
Yeah.
So you could goose his damage over and over and over again by letting Atlantean Hero get knocked out. But I think it'll only do that once. I can't be sure, but I know that it's not nearly as useful for the time that you'd invest in it.
Yeah.
Although with Tantu Totem now, that would be kind of fun.
To be fair, yeah, you only really are supposed to be able to do it twice, no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so, you're right, that would have been a good combo to have, because then, basically, you get a free special and a free buff every time just by leaving Atlantean Hero in for a minute.
Right.
Even just maybe not blocking, let them build up power, whatever.
So maybe as a teaser for something coming up, is that the idea is there's certain people who, when you do a special, independent of the damage, it will offer an advantage for your teammates.
Yeah, and so if you're thinking about that, you might be able to think of the same thing that we are, but whether you are or not, have no fear. We're going to be demonstrating that. This is going to go up. This should be going up while we're away, or just before.
This will come up just before. I think this is going to be, this is going to be now.
Yeah, and then we've got some stuff that we're planning to have up when we are away.
Yeah, I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys are still watching when we're gone.
Yeah, we have actually. It looks like we're gonna have about the same influx of content while we're away as while we're here.
Just nothing current, right?
Yeah.
So we can't really be commenting on current stuff with.
Yeah, but we don't normally comment too much. Just as long as there's not an update while we're away, it'll be pretty good.
Yeah. So Batman Ninja Batman is funny to be in the first slot, because then the one thing that I hate about him is when he's outnumbered and then he just takes not no damage, but a lot less.
Yeah.
So what they've done is, I mean, he's inconsequential.
He kept him, yeah.
Hey, there's no danger on him here. So maybe we could swap out the League of Assassins Knives for, say, Claw of Horus to get the advantage of stripping them of gear, because very rarely does it seem like they're tagging out before they get knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Atlantean Hero.
Free special 1. Atlantean Hero. Free special 1. Almost dead. Atlantean Hero.
Oh, he did swap out. Here we go.
We probably almost should have done another special 1 there.
Yeah,
Maybe
we're close enough,
out.
but you know what? It's one of those things where if I get into that kind of habit sometimes, I'll make a mistake, and I forget that somebody revives.
Yeah.
And then, I never noticed. Look at the bleeding. It's like little bits of blood squirting out of her from every direction. She's like a little...
like a little cloud.
I was thinking more along the line of like a sprinkler.
Oh.
For the lawn.
See, that wouldn't get the kind of distance you need to water your lawn, though.
No, it wouldn't.
Whoever is bleeding would have to walk all around.
So this is the last fight. We're not worried about the bar that Arkham Knight has at the beginning, because he's not going to attack us as a result of Master's Death card.
Mm-hmm.
No power dampener, so we're going to get our second bar. So we'll just tag in, and if Atlantean Hero eats the first special...
Perfect.
Yeah, he eats it, and if he doesn't, we're tagging in and sticking him in with our trident.
Yeah, that's ideal.
Yeah, so this is... I mean... I guess I don't really have to say it, but I might as well, is that this is a pretty effective multiplayer team. The fights are decently fast, and there's not duplication. Like, you really only need Aquaman, and we've got Hawkgirl and Gaslight Batman to make it just a little bit more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, that was sweet. that was not.
Uh-oh. See, that would have been a good time to have Atlantean hero in.
Yeah, it would. But you know what? Anybody else here with that you gear out as your basic damage dealer in a tank is going to be good enough.
Yeah, as you can see. Doing still pretty good. Resurrect, don't matter.
Yeah, he's out. And we're well equipped to handle... Oh, there we go. What I like
The one health.
Yeah, the one. All we need to do is, like, sneeze on him, and he was knocked over.
Stun him.
Yep. So that is that. So hopefully you'll be around for you, the viewer, not you, BDCKR. You, the viewer, is going to stick around and see what we've got lined up for our hiatus.
And then our triumphant return.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Komoda.